This is what we're making today, spicy stew. First, we're going to peel this jumbo carrot. Then, we're going to cut it into a half-inch thick medallions. We're going to take these medallions and trim them into little stars. Now, I practiced on all the medallions and cut them all up, but after 10 attempts, I can't seem to make an equally shaped star. This is the best I got, a deformed Patrick. We're going to do the same thing to the celery. We're going to cut a chunk up and turn it into a star. This is a chicken breast. We're going to poach this in chicken stock for 20 minutes. We're also going to add in some rosemary, a bunch of thyme, and our carrots and celery. This pot serves two purposes. First, it's going to cook our protein, which is the chicken breast. Secondly, the stock is going to absorb all this flavor, giving us a much more flavorful soup. Once all your veg is in, we're going to poach them with the protein for 10 minutes. It's very important that this doesn't boil and stays at a low simmer. Once it boils, you'll end up with dry chicken. But if you poach it, you'll end up with a soft, tender, moist chicken. After 5 minutes, start skimming off all the scum off the top. That stuff's bitter. After 10 minutes, our carrots and celery should be done. We're going to pick them out and then set it aside. Once we set it aside, we're going to submerge it in cold water. This will stop the cooking process and give the carrots a bright orange color. After 20 minutes, we're going to pull out our chicken breast and let it rest. And finally, we're going to strain the stock. Now it's time to make the cream soup. The base dish for Barbara's specialty is a cream stew. So today, we're going to make a cream of chicken soup. So, in a saucepan, we're going to add in 50 grams of butter, melt it, and then add in 50 grams of flour. We're going to cook this off for about 2 minutes. Then, we're going to add in 1.5 tablespoons of cayenne pepper and 1 teaspoon of paprika. We're going to cook this for another 4 minutes, ensuring that all the spices releases its oils and the flour is cooked out. Next, we're going to add in 1 cup of cream. Usually, I would put in the stock first before the cream, but because my stock is so hot, I'm putting the cold cream in first to avoid lumps from forming. So remember guys, when using a roux, cold liquid into a hot roux. This will decrease your chances of forming clumps, giving you a much creamier sauce. Once we've added in all the cream, it's time to use the chicken stock. We're going to add in this full liter of chicken stock into this soup. We're going to add this in slowly and then reduce it, repeating this step multiple times until we've used up all the stock. This whole process took me about 15 minutes. Once you've achieved the consistency that you want, it's time to season our soup. This is the only time we're going to season this soup. This is our chicken breast. I don't know what happened to this area, but I'm just going to leave it alone. As you can see at the back, the breastplate is still on. We're going to need to cut that off. We're going to take our knife, cut it right down the middle until we hit bone. We're going to follow the breastplate with our knife until all the meat has been taken off. Once the breast is off, we're going to take off the skin and then cut this into 4 pieces. After cutting into that, I can really feel that this chicken is so tender. And this is because we poached it perfectly. If you want a nice moist chicken breast, try poaching it. It's healthy and it's easy to do. Look how moist that is. Delicious. Alright, it's time to eat this. Look at how shiny and velvety this soup looks. This soup was so easy to make. All it needs is a little love and care. As long as you follow the basic rules of cooking, no matter how simple the dish is, it'll always taste amazing. The soup is creamy, velvety, and packed full of flavor. The chicken is tender and super moist, and the carrots were perfectly cooked. Now the problem with this soup is that it's not that spicy, at least not for me. If I was to do this again, I'd throw in some chili powder in there as well. Anyways, if you like what you see, hit the like button, and if you have any suggestions on what I should cook next, please post in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe.